Good day, class. Welcome to another English lesson. Today we'll be looking at Concord. Concord simply means the grammatical agreement between two parts of a sentence. In other words, we can say that Concord is a collection, or you can look at Concord as a collection of rules that guides our language skills. Basically, in fact, it guides all of our language skills if we abide by these rules. Now, most of the reasons why you make blunders is because you are yet to understand and internalize the rules of Concord, the rules of grammatical agreement. So today, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to formulate correct sentences by applying the subject verb rule 1 and 2. There are over 20 rules that you should understand, and today we'll be looking at rule 1 and rule 2, which is basically subject verb. And then you would also be able to identify wrong sentences that do not follow the subject verb rules. So when your classmates or your friend breaks the rule, just like how Lasma would tell you to step aside to park your car, you will tell your friend to park so that you can teach them or tell them the rule they've just broken and then correct them. Then the last thing that you'll be able to do after this lesson is to differentiate between a plural verb form and a singular verb form. Yeah, we make that kind of error a lot too. So let's go on to this lesson. I remain Miss Iseyemi Bisayo. Now, rule 1, the subject verb agreement. Rule 1 states that a singular subject needs a singular verb. You don't use a singular subject with a plural verb. That's like putting a square peg in a round hole. Same thing goes with a plural subject. A plural subject needs a plural verb. How do we apply this rule? Look at this illustration. The verb we're focusing on here is listen. Now, illustration 1. Tola, a singular subject. Let's take our minds back to what the subject of the sentence means. It simply means a noun or a pronoun that does what? That's performing the action, just like it's stated here. A noun or pronoun that is performing the action in a sentence. So now, Tola listens carefully in class. Tola is the subject here. Tola is a noun, the name of a person, performing the action listen, to listen. And instead of saying Tola listened carefully in class, we are talking in the present tense, not past tense. If it was past tense, then both a plural subject and a singular subject will take listened. But for the present tense, Tola listens. That tells you that a singular verb will always have s added to it, except for some verbs like watch. You cannot just add s, you have to add es. Good. So Tola listens carefully in class. He listens carefully in class. As I'm trying to show you the pronoun equivalent of Tola. Now, for the plural subject verb agreement, see the students listen carefully in class. They listen carefully in class. that's that about it. So now let's look at a tabular representation of what I have just explained. You're going to be doing this kind of tabular presentation on your PowerPoint, and you're going to be submitting it as you're going to upload it to your OneNote, one your class notebook. So look at this: the singular verb from the plural verb form. For I used watch as the verb this time around. The singular verb, you can say watches. You don't say Adekunle watch a football match every night. That's wrong. If you were to say, the correct thing will be the boys, or Adekunle and his brother, meaning more than one person, watch a football match every night. But when you are looking at one person, a singular subject, or um, a noun that represents a singular person, like the school, said Adekunle watches a football match every night. Now look at instruct. The teacher instructs her students every day. Look at the plural verb form. The two math teachers instruct their students every day. Note that verbs used in past tense take the same form for both singular and plural subjects. Past tense, when we are speaking or writing in the past tense, there's no differentiation between the singular verb form and the plural verb form. It's when we are talking in the present tense that we now have to differentiate. Singular verbs always have an addition of s or es, depending on the kind of verb, while the plural verb doesn't have any addition. Okay. Rule 2. Rule 2. We're looking at subjects that are joined by and in a sentence. Use a plural verb. Of course, when you say and represents an addition, meaning that more than one. And we already know that a plural subject takes a plural verb. So this is like a subsidiary of rule 1. Subjects that are joined by and in a sentence use a plural verb. For instance, Tolu and Tola. I want to use the verb listen now. Will I say Tolu and Tola listens in class? Or will I say Tolu and Tola listen in class? What will be the correct answer? Reflect on that. Also, subjects that are joined by either or, neither nor, use a singular verb. Why? It's logical, because if you're saying either of the subjects that you are referring to, you're not referring to the both of them, unlike and. Let's look at an illustration. You are also going to be doing this. Subjects joined by and. Sorry about that. Subject joined by and. Ayo and Ife attend Flobig's private school at Ojodu. No, that should have been Flobis at Ojodu. The wrong When you say Ayo and Ife attends Flobis private school, that is wrong, because and there refers to means an addition of two people. I don't know why my phone is acting up now, but we're going to finish this lesson. Ayo and Ife attend Flobis private school at Ojodu. Look at the other one. Ayo and Ife are going to school today. Not Ayo and Ife is going to school today. Is, we all know, is the singular verb form. Why are? Alright. Now, subject joined by either or neither nor. There's an error in that. Please pardon me. Okay, we're not done yet. Either Ife or Ayo attends. You can see the additional s to attend Flobis private school at Odudu. And look at this. Neither Ayo nor Ife is going to school today. You can see that changed to is here. So next time when you are making sentences, you're speaking, you're writing, or when next you're listening to your friends, your classmates, or any other person, try to take note of the subject verb agreements in the sentences that they are making. Identify when they make the wrong, when they break the rule of the subject verb agreements. If possible, write them down instead of now instead of the usual thing you do of writing down people's blunders and laughing at them. Sit down and identify and analyze the error they have committed and correct them in love, and also use it to learn more so that you don't end up making the same mistake some other time. Now, self practice. Using Microsoft PowerPoint, create a tabular presentation of correct sentences following the rule 1 and rule 2 as discussed in this lesson. Remember, the feel free to watch this video over and over again so that you can study the table, because you're going to be creating yours. And please don't replicate my sentences. Upload your work to your class notebook. I'm going to be checking them on Teams. Now, this link, copy them into your phone browser and take the quiz on Microsoft Forms. And there's also a $2,000 challenge on Concord rules on gamekits.com. I know it's a new um game website, educational game website. I've not introduced it to you yet, but I would like you to try it out. Let me know if you have any issues while trying it. Just try it. See you next week. For further reading, if you'd like to read ahead of the class, our next rule is words and phrases in between subject and verb do not affect the number of the subject, meaning that when you have a subject in a sentence and there are phrases in between the subject and the verb, the phrases in between the subject does not determine the verb, the kind of if the verb will be singular or plural. We are still going to be referring to the object, to the subject itself. E.g., one of the glasses is empty. We're not looking at glasses, we're looking at one. Do you get the idea? So go and read further so that you'll be able to understand better in our next class. Bye.